Hi, okay. Hi, my name is Laura. We got a request in to add a new event landing page to Contentful, which is what we're using to build the whole marketing site, all of the content on the marketing site. So we do have a template for this. The page in question is Google Cloud Next 2024. So I'm going to share my screen and just kind of walk through building up this page. Um, all right, so this is the page from last year. This is 2023 Google Cloud Next. And what we're going to do is look at the contentful entry for this last year page and just kind of mock it for 2024. If we wanted to, we could go to this entry in contentful and just update the dates and whatever content we want to update and kind of reuse this page. That'll keep it at the same URL. But just in case we want to keep that old 2023 page for whatever reason, I'll leave this alone and I'm just going to append like 2024 to this URL so that we have a separate new page and we can kind of keep them both live if that's what we want. Otherwise, we can go back later and change that so that the 2024 page lives at this URL once we're ready. So first thing I'm going to do is go to Contentful. If this is the first time going to Contentful, I want to make sure that I am on up in this top corner about.gitlab.com. There are a couple of other spaces here, but the marketing website lives at about.gitlab.com. I'll click on that. And then let me just get rid of my search queries here so I make it look a little bit more like your page. What I want is to be on the content tab. The content houses all of the website content. So once I'm on the content tab, I use this filter to filter by content type of event. We're making an event page. You can see the kind of the like emoji is a page icon. So that's how I know this is going to be an event page. We also have, topics pages and case study pages, and then just kind of a standard page for everything else. That's like a one-off page. But the one I care about here is event page. And then we've got a ton of events. So just to kind of filter, I know that I can see it up at the top here, but I'll just type Google Cloud in the search bar so that I get relevant results. So it looks like here I've got the 2024 page that is me that I've just kind of spun up. And then I've got this other one, which is the 2023 page. So I'm going to open up I'm going to open up both actually. I have the 2024 page open here, but I'll open up the 2023 page. And then I've just got two tabs open, 2023 and 2024. And I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the two of them and make sure that that they have the content that I want. One thing I'm going to go through before I continue, if you needed to make a brand new page, like I've just created this draft page, if you needed to make a brand new one of these event pages, I would go up to this top button, add entry event, and that'll bring me to the same view as this. Actually, I don't need the 2024, I need 2023. Okay, so I've got 2023 open, I've got 2024 open. And this one, if I just created an entry, all this would be blank. I've gone in and added a few things here, but the internal name is something that doesn't display on the actual web page. I've got the last one up, the last year's version up here. So it doesn't display anywhere on the web page. It's just so that we can keep things organized. So they've named it GitLab and Google. Last year, I'm naming it Google Cloud Next 2024. I think that's a bit more descriptive, but we can put anything in here. For the name, you'll see here on this page that this is like kind of a big header. I'm going to just copy the same thing and put 2024 for now. So what's up at Google Cloud Next 2024? And then another thing that doesn't appear on the page, but appears kind of in the data of the page is this SEO component. What I would do is this wouldn't be here normally. There'd be an add content button. I would click add content and create a new SEO component. The things I filled in here are the title of the page. That's like what this tab shows. We got a description. I just kept this pretty generic. Got a couple of OG items, Open Graph items. So when you share on LinkedIn, that's what appears. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. So moving on, the slug is what I was talking about before. This is the URL. So it's going to be about.gitlab.com/whatever this is. I've just made it the old URL plus 2024. So this is where it's going to live. But if we want this to just be Google Cloud Next, we can change that here. But we'll need to get rid of this existing last year page if that's the case, or add 2023 to this page or something. We'll have to change this URL because we can't have two entries pointing to the same URL. So for now, I'll keep this at 2024. Format, let's see what that refers to. Looks like format last year doesn't have a value. So I'm going to keep that consistent. I'm going to follow that pattern. Event type last year was called standard. So in this dropdown, I'm going to click standard. And then we've got a description. Now we're kind of like rocking and rolling on what appears on the page. Can't wait to see you, Google Cloud Next 2023. It's in SF. The team is ready for 3 action-packed days. So it looks like this is this section here. So whatever we want to be in this little text blob is what I would put in that in this description box. And this is standard markdown. I can do whatever here and then like make it a URL with whatever. I can add, you know, like bolding text and stuff. So this should look pretty familiar. And there's a little preview button that kind of shows what my formatting looks like on the text. So I do have this wireframe. I'm not sure if it's all up to date because I do see some 2023 references here, but I also see that there is an Epic link. So when I open that Epic, I see this description, join us for Google Cloud Next. So I'm going to copy that and put that in the description in our 2024 page, just for now. Google Cloud Next, product announcements, sneak peeks, etc. Okay. Next, we have the date. It looks like there is a start date and an end date. So this one, for example, says 13th to 14th of June from last year. So let's find out what that date was. I think it said it in here, April 9th to 11th. Let's go back to our page. Let's go April 9th, April 11th. Great. There's a section here, date with time. I don't think that was filled out in here, but there's a bit of helper text. This is just like when we have a countdown on a page. So I think our summit page, for example, has like a countdown to the when we need a specific time, like we're counting down to like 9 a.m. on this day, but we don't need that for this page. Location, I'll plop in, I believe it's Vegas. I'll just put Las Vegas in, and we can add the full like Mandalay Bay, whatever in here if we want, but I'll leave that up to, we can always change and edit this stuff later. Before I continue, I'll kind of get into that a little bit. I'm putting whatever I want on this page because it's not showing up live on the website yet. You can see up in here, there's a little status that says draft mode. So this is not published, it's not live, no one can see this. I can boot it up locally on my local machine, like I can get the code to run it and see what it looks like. But no one else can see it unless they go into Contentful, they can see what I'm doing. But this isn't showing up at a URL yet. So there isn't really a huge risk of anything until I hit that publish button. That will kick off a pipeline and that'll make all of this live. I'm not going to do that in this call. I will probably send this off to other people to review and make sure that they're happy with the page before I do that. But yeah, just wanted to call that out that I'm allowed to put whatever I want in here for now because it's not going to be live on the website yet. Okay, so continuing on, we've done some location stuff. You can have like, yeah, location being like Las Vegas, like United States or whatever. I'll leave that as it is. And then it looks like we have a region, which would also be a mayor. And then event URL. This would be if there was like if we had a separate maybe Marketo page or something like a place that you go for registration, we can plop that in here. We don't have an eyebrow image, but we do have a hero section in here. And if I click on that hero section, this, it looks like we have, let's go back to our page and kind of find what this is referring to. Hero. Okay, we've got a bunch of stuff in here, but I think hero in this case refers to the giant hero, the big header here. So it looks like, where did my old page go? Yeah, we've got like GitLab plus Google, which I think is this little section up here. And then we've got like the big text, join the GitLab 2, drop by booth 2023, whatever, book a meeting. Okay, so we're seeing some stuff in here that might help us determine what's in here. Book a meeting, all of these things. There was the join the GitLab 2, drop by the booth 603. Like there were all of these pieces that existed in here. So, all of these fields can be mapped back to a thing on the page. So I kind of get an idea of what I need to add in here in order to make it appear on the page. So I'm going to go to my 2024 page and add the same items. So I'll go into hero. I'm going to add a new piece of content, which the content type was a hero. I can go back to where I was here, but I'm going in the hero section and I'm adding a hero. And I'm just going to add a new piece of content. Hero. There it is. Okay, and I've got this kind of blank slide out screen. I'm going to go one by one and kind of copy my hero. So it looks like this was, again, internal name. This isn't going to appear on the website, but I'll plop that in here. And I might just toss the year just so you can see kind of a difference. But I do like this. I think that's consistent. Looks like we have, this is the join the GitLab team. So this is what's appearing over here. I don't know if we have this same text. Let me take a look at our wireframe. Looks like, yeah, okay, we've got a couple of pieces in here. So I will copy these because I believe that this is up to date. So I'm going to grab the join the GitLab team to pop that up in here, right? And then we can plop our version of this text in the description. So let's go over to our wireframe doc. We'll drop 1131 over here. I'm gonna make sure that, yeah, new line. It looks like that's how we're separating out each of the points. And the last one, one-time meeting with our domain experts here. Okay, and then what else do we have down here? So we don't have any images. Then there's a primary CTA that says book a meeting. I don't know if we have a link yet. Like there's a nothing saying in here, button copy. Okay, and then it looks like we're getting into kind of the different section contents. See if in here if I see anything. Comments in person. Okay. Yeah, okay, I don't see a button in here, so I'm gonna not add a button in yet. And I think that we can kind of ignore the rest of the pieces. We keep going. Yeah, everything else looks blank. There's just a book a meeting button that we don't have ready yet. So I'm gonna leave that blank and call that done for the hero. And then it looks like we've got a couple of these 2-column blocks. So there's GitLab booth, 4th Street pop-up, happy hour, networking breakfast. So that's gonna be like GitLab booth, pop-up, happy hour, networking breakfast. That's each of these kind of pieces of content. And it looks like they just kind of cycle back and forth between like text on the left, image on the right. I don't know if we have a lot of this content, but I think we have one. Yeah, we have swing by the booth here. So we'll try to add that in. And then I think everything else is blank. So we'll start with that and kind of get that going. So we're happy with our hero. And down in the booth section, it looks like we're adding a couple of 2-column blocks. So I will add the same sort of thing, booth section, create a new 2-column block. And in here, let's open one of them for an example, GitLab and Google booth. As an internal name. Did this have a specific name? I don't think it did, so we'll kind of keep going. Looks like the header said GitLab booth. We'll do the same. And then we had a description that said location 633, swing by, da, da, da. So we'll do that except with our new copy. Swing by booth, 1131, etc. And I'll put that in here. And it looks like over here, they just kind of had this kind of italicized or bolded, sorry, location at the top. So I'll kind of follow that same, styling just to keep things consistent. So up at the top here, I'll add location 1131, and that's kind of bolded. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. There are dots in there. I'm going to leave the text as it is, but the kind of DRIs for this page can take a look and edit things as they see fit. And then what else do we have as we continue on? Read more. And then here they have an asset. I'm going to put the same asset in because I think that year after year, we pretty much use a lot of this kind of similar branding. So this will grab this booth. I can pick whichever of these pictures that I want to, but it's nice to have a picture of a booth. So I'll use the same image. If I go scooch all the way down to assets, this is where I would add the image, right? That's where it was before. Yeah, assets. Now I don't need to, if I wanted to upload a brand new asset, I would do that in this media tab, or I could add content, add an asset, and it would ask me to upload that thing if it was new. But we already have this. This has already been uploaded somewhere in Contentful. It looks like it's called something descriptive, booth 2 at Google Cloud Next. So we know that this already exists on the page and it already is being stored in Contentful. So I'm going to just reference it to my new page. I'm going to add existing content. I'm going to open up this search bar just to make things easier for me. I'm going to search for an asset and I'm going to call it, or I'm going to search for what it was called over there. Just maybe it was Google Next booth. I'll just throw booth. I'll throw some keywords in, and it looks like, okay, we've got a couple of the booths here. Depending on what we want, let's maybe toss in this one. Okay, so now we're going to have that image on the side. And is there anything else filled out in here? It looks like all of these pieces are empty. Great. So we have one of our little kind of 2-column blocks that would appear on the page. I don't think we have anything else ready to go on this page, but that gives us an idea. One thing I did do just before this call is if I keep going, scooching down, looks like there's no social, no agenda. There are some sessions. So here, this is the sessions section. I don't know that this is ready to go yet either, but when it is, when we have, speakers and stuff, I'm going to do the same thing. It's going to be going to my new page and kind of copying what I have here, but changing the content. And then this is actually important. This is a good call out. These are some icons that we see here. Like there's a coffee chat, booth, food, chat, juice box. That is actually up here. So there's coffee, food, juice box. This is, I guess, important so that we have control over these icons. I'm going to read the text and see which icons I think kind of make sense next to them. I can kind of copy this based on editor, swap it over to, where was icons? Oh, she's on editor here. Okay, so I don't know if this makes the most sense, but according to our wireframe, we had a booth, we had lightning talks, and we had a meeting demo. So do any of these, we have booth, maybe that makes sense to be first. We had, what was next? Exciting lightning talks. Maybe, let's see if, I can't remember if lightning was one of them. We'll see. If not, I'll just make that also like a t-shirt or something. But yeah, I'll get rid of this for a second. We only need, oh yeah, it needs to be the same. Okay, so we've got 3 kind of icons there just for the time being. We can swap these out. Hopefully lightning exists. If it doesn't, I'll switch it back to something else. And scooching down, we don't have a form for this page, so that's all fine. We do have a section for careers. Down. Oh, careers isn't shown on this page, but if we did want careers shown on that page, we would fill out the same section. Then we've got this code of conduct here. So that's here. You can see there's a footnote code of conduct. So what I was saying is before this, before recording, I did go ahead and just add in that footnote, the code of conduct. I can remove it here and just kind of show what I did. But again, there's an option to create new content or to link an existing piece of content. I'm happy with how that footnote looks. It's kind of generic enough that it can be put on any page. It doesn't reference Google Cloud Next last year. So I'm going to copy the same item. So the footnote, I'm going to link an existing entry, and I'm going to grab code of conduct. And there it is. And insert that. That's all I had done before. And then at the bottom, I did the same sort of thing. Down here, we added this kind of CTA at the bottom that says take GitLab for a spin. So I just added the same one. Just like what I did before with header and text, I saw that there was a next step component called free trial double column. And I went in here, I searched for an existing entry, and I added free trial double column. And then this little yes or no is if you want this to show up on the about.gitlab.com/events page, then you put yes. If you didn't want it to show up on that page for whatever reason, you put no, and it wouldn't be read by the events landing page. So we've got a lot of content in here. It's always nice to kind of see what this looks like. I happen to have this running locally so that I can kind of get a picture of what this looks like on my local machine. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, it looks like I was right about lightning, which is good. But we've got what's GitLab up to Google Cloud Next 2024. We've got our little blurb here. We've got our booth information, code of conduct, and our next steps component. So that's looking like a good start. Again, this isn't live. This is just on my local machine. And if you want to see a version of this, where's my page? So by the time that this video is kind of sent around, we should have live previews available. So you would click this button and it would kind of open a link of what this would look like. It's not available for all of our pages, but we're trying to make it available for most pages, but it's nice to know that for the most part, just copying field by field, going kind of down the list, should yield the same results as an existing page. So I'm going to stop the recording there. And what I will do next is kind of send this in an MR to the DRI for this page, see what they think. They can update and add content. And once it's ready to go, we would hit publish. And that would make it live on the site in about 10 minutes. So thank you so much for watching, and feel free to reach out in the Digital Experience Team Slack channel if you have questions, and we can help with any fixes or any bumps. Okay, thanks.